have 5 insane Apex players who are all claiming to be a pro player that's attended an ALGS LAN. But the reality is only one of them really has, while the other 4 are imposters. Tasked with the job of eliminating the imposters and finding the real pro, we have an ALGS coach and a current pro player. So get ready to play along at home and see if you can separate the real pro from the imposters. Let's do it.
I ain't slept in months, y'all. I so red I can't see what's real. Roll me up a blunt.
So it's time to find that imposter. We have our pro ALGS coach, Mr. Evil999, and our pro Apex player X#1 Pred, Mr. Sang. They've been tasked with the job of finding the pro player amongst these 5 experienced Apex gamers. In order to do this, they'll be able to ask them all a bunch of questions, test their skills, and so much more. Across a bunch of rounds, eliminating a player they don't believe to be the LAN-proven pro, and if they manage to knock out all the fakes and have him standing there at the end, they win. But if the pro can go undercover, trick them, and get knocked out early, he wins. So let's do it. The first round is a simple introductory round. Each player will introduce themselves, say how many LANs they've been to, and no one will be eliminated.
Hi, I'm player 1. I've been at 2 LANs.
Hi, I'm player 2, and I've been at 2 LANs.
Hi, I'm player 3, and I've been at 1 LAN.
Hi, I'm player 4, and I've been at 1 LAN.
I'm player 5, and I've been at 2 LANs.
Perfect. So they're all our players. Obviously, that gives us no information to who has been at a LAN and played there and who hasn't. So let's jump forward to round 2, where things start to heat up a little bit as one person will be eliminated. Also, make sure you're playing along at home. See if you guys can work out who's the LAN-proven pro here, or will you guys be tricked by the fakes as well? I do warn you though, it might not be easy. Our fakes have put a lot of effort into learning their stories. One person even has this insanely detailed spreadsheet he made. But will it help and trick you guys and our pro/coach? Guess we'll have to find out. So, round 2, a super simple question round. Both our coach Evil and pro player Sang will get to ask one question each to all the contestants, who have to answer truthfully, but how much information they give is completely up to them. Because of course, 4 people are trying to pretend they are a pro, and the pro's trying to hide while still telling the truth. So, Evil, do you want to ask a question first up?
What were you guys' thoughts on the Apex admin at your LAN?
We'll start with player 1.
Our admin was actually pretty spot on. He straight up knew exactly what he wanted. There was a little bit of hiccups, but that's always going to happen.
Perfect. Player 2.
I hated them.
Any reason why?
Nothing was organized correctly, and every time the match was stopped, it was stopped wrong. And then, yeah, it got worse. And then when it should have been stopped, it wasn't stopped.
Classic Apex, honestly. All right, player 3.
I'd honestly have to agree with that. Like, everything was just kind of a hiccup after hiccup. It wasn't very enjoyable. So I definitely was more on the dislike side.
Okay. Player 4.
Yeah, from my experience, it was because there was a couple DCs, and then we had a very long pause, which is pretty exhausting. But then after that, it was pretty chill.
Okay, got ya. And player 5?
I got on with our admin. They forgot our box though after the first round, so that was great. But other than that, they're fine.
Anything you'd like to take away from that, Evil? Or Sang, for that matter?
It's a little suspicious that player 1 actually had a good experience with the Apex admin. They were absolutely fantastic to me. The guys were great as far as individuals and people. However, Apex in general is just an absolute train wreck of a production. So to hear that somebody had a good experience is incredibly suspicious.
To be fair, they could have been comparing it to, how it could have been. They could have been like, they dealt well with the issues that did come up, for example. Because the issues aren't always the admin's fault.
That's fair. That's what I'm saying. Like, the admin, great people, but I feel like the issues are insurmountable. There's a lot of issues within LANs.
That's just Apex in general, yeah?
Yeah, it's just the game.
Alright, perfect. Alright, Sang, your turn to ask a question.
So at the LAN that you have attended, what were the goodies they gave out to you? And that could be the energy drinks, the souvenirs, because they always give you something. And they always have energy drinks at this LAN. So go ahead and explain to me what you got at your LAN.
Alright, player 1.
I mean, there was the typical Red Bull, and I mean, there were some other energy drinks. I tried not to, so I don't get the jitters, though. So I kind of just didn't want to take anything. As for souvenirs, obviously I keep my lanyard.
Okay, yeah, fair. That makes complete sense. Player 2.
Do we do specifics for each LAN that we went to? I went to 2, so.
Just try and keep it. Just be general about what you got.
General?
Yeah.
All right.
But don't give them too much.
Tin water bottle, and then obviously a lanyard as well, bag, and then also you get I got a little keychain as well.
Perfect. Player 3.
I was also going to bring up the keychain and the lanyard because I still have them to this day. And just Red Bulls, lots of Red Bulls and water.
Gotcha. Player 4?
Yeah, I also got a lanyard with a pretty cool pass on it, and I've also gotten pretty cool stickers and a small little Nessie plushie along with it.
That's cool. And player 5?
Yeah, we got the sigil, like the little stand-up Apex logo. Got the lanyards. Got a zip bag, like a little man bag, as well as like a backpack, like a drawstring bag, and just other little bits like that, like the water bottles, the stickers, the usual lot that they give out everywhere.
Okay, perfect. Got you. Alright, well, Evil Sang, you guys need to work it out, talk about what sounds real, what doesn't sound real, tell us why and what you think, and then you guys have to agree on a person to eliminate based off that. So, what are you guys thinking?
I personally am thinking that so far, the two that I'm the most suspicious of are going to be player 1 and player 4. There's been a couple of discrepancies within some of their answers as far as obviously player 1 had the experience at LAN with admins, was great, love that for him. However, that's an anomaly. And then player 4, if I'm not mistaken, I don't believe that they gave out. I mean, maybe they did, but I believe that the Nessie plushies were something that they were giving out to like random people here and there, and they weren't really something that they gave out to exclusively players. I could be incorrect, but at least from my experience, that's how I remembered it. So, interesting answers there.
By the way, I do want to quickly state, this player could have played at LAN starting all the way back at Apex's very first LAN in Poland up until today. You don't know. So the things could have changed since you've been going to LANs, not been going to LANs, etc.
That's fair.
Yep. Alright, Sang, what are you thinking?
I mean, me and Evil been talking here. We definitely agree on number 1 being suspicious. I don't think number 1 has attended a LAN. Just the answers. I mean, it's hard being the first pick because you can't really like base your answers off other people, and their answers don't really match up to what I'd think a LAN player would answer.
Okay, fair.
Especially the admin question.
Yeah,
no one has a good experience with the admin. Come on.
Even dude, Cody.
I got yelled at by my admin.
Bro, no name drop, but like Kodagami was the absolute best admin I had, and everybody else was like hit or miss as far as the experience. Kodagami was by far the best though.
So, are you guys currently agreeing to vote on player 1?
I think my nomination is player 1 as well. Yes.
All right, player 1. I'll give you one chance to change their minds if you would like to.
Yeah. I mean, their concerns are on the admin. I understand that there's a lot of issues, but I mostly blame Apex on that. The admins kind of do their best. he kind of seemed down every time there was something going wrong, and he'd apologize.
That's fair. All right, Evil Sang, you still voting out player 1, or you changing your minds?
I'm gonna stick with player 1.
I think we're going to stick with our gut feeling, yeah.
Alright, perfect. Well, with that, we finish up round 1 and say goodbye to player 1. Kind of sad to get eliminated because he said he had a good experience with his admins at LAN, but the game's the game. Now we jump over to round 2, where I'm going to start off by asking them all a question. Alright, we'll start at player 2, and we'll work the way over to player 5. So to everybody, starting with player 2, what was your favourite memory from your LAN? What's something that's going to stick to you? What's the one thing that, will always stand out from your LAN?
Just being on main stage with the boys. We were the 2 lads been in a team with for ages. That was it. Just getting up with them, and then also having fans in the crowd. That was actually a massive bonus.
That's awesome. Player 3?
Honestly, I was going to say the same thing because, I mean, we kind of crapped the bed, but like in actual play styles and how we did. But honestly, just getting to be there, getting to experience it, getting to meet all the new people that I hadn't met before that I had been, seeing at other LANs, it was pretty nice.
Player 4?
Yeah, for me, it was the fan experience, seeing a ton of people, especially all my friends and other players that I've played with and competed against. It was pretty cool.
And player 5?
I watched my teammate run across the players' lounge with a full chicken. He was like laughing to himself and then hitting the booth.
That's cool. That's cool.
I can never forget that. It's just ingrained in my head.
Oh, that's cool. All right. Well, before we go into the next questions, Evil and Sang, what are your favorite memories from your guys' LANs? Evil first.
Does it have to be? What's the rating gap here? Because I have 2 stories that I feel like are pretty fun.
No, you can just hit me with your favorite. Hit me with either. It's fine.
Okay. Me and the guy I was working with, Knives, we were surmounting and dealing with the issues of our teams and our performance and our loss that day. And we went to Bourbon Street, and we did a bar crawl from the very back of Bourbon Street all the way to the very front of Bourbon Street. And the next night, we were so frustrated with our loss and our performance that we just had to go back and do it again, and did not make it back to the hotel until 10 a.m. in the morning.
Dude, honestly, I vibe that. And Sang, yours?
I'd say similar. definitely going to Bourbon Street with all the boys, all the people you play ranked with and talk online with, and
So fun.
just meeting the people that you interact with on a daily basis, but in person,
Yeah.
and seeing their true colors because they're all typically drunk and sobbing and sloppy.
Honestly, valid answers from everyone. The experiences you make with the people are usually the best. Now, before we eliminate someone this round, though, let's have Sang and Evil ask them each a question. Time for you guys to ask your next round of questions. We'll go Sang first this time. Hit him with a question, Sang.
All right. Tell me which lands you went to.
Alright, so player 2.
So I was at the North Carolina land, and then just recently the New Orleans land as well.
Perfect. Player 3.
I was at the year 3 land.
Gotcha. Player 4.
I was at a land in Colorado.
Gotcha. And player 5.
I was at Birmingham and Mannheim.
Alright, anything to take from that, Sang?
Oh yeah, I mean, I won't spoil it, but me and Evil have already just started typing to each other.
Alright, good. Alright, perfect. Tell me after the next question. Alright, Evil.
Yeah.
Your question?
Okay. We talked about locations. So, what was the cultural experiences coming from you guys' homes to your visit at lands?
What do you mean exactly by that? What are you trying to...
As far as like mine, ours was, I mean, I'm from Texas, so going from Texas to Louisiana for ALGS Open was not a big deal. But however, going from Texas to Mannheim, Germany was an extreme, you know what I'm saying? So for me, that was very culturally different, and there's a lot of different foods and different places I had to go visit. So like for you guys, what was your favorite experience out of that cultural differences, and like what were some of the notable ones for you guys?
So, player 2 first.
Well, I'm from Australia, so heading over to the US for both my lands was, it was pretty standard. It wasn't anything too different. I hate tipping; that shit can burn. But otherwise, yeah, nothing really much different. Other side of the road, usual stuff. But I went out, had a good time in Vegas. But when we were at boot camp, it was fine there. And then we went over to Raleigh, and Raleigh was pretty standard, pretty normal. Wasn't much happening, to be honest. So it wasn't really much of a shock, to be honest. It was it was pretty easy.
Gotcha. Player 3.
So from going to Birmingham, it was definitely a lot different because I'm from Virginia. Food was different. Like even going to some place like KFC, it was like night and day difference in portion sizes, and it just blew my mind. Like I eat a lot of fast food, unfortunately, because I work a lot. So when I was there, just going to try places that I would eat here normally and seeing all the different options, all the different flavors of everything was honestly really cool. Probably one of my favorite experiences of going overseas.
Gotcha. All right, player 4.
I would say for me, the culture difference is pretty drastic, especially for me because I am in a small town in Texas, and the majority of us are Mexican and Hispanic. So the food there and everything was just completely different. Like the vibes were just...
Yeah, okay, gotcha. And player 5?
I mean, I'm not going to talk about Birmingham because I'm from very close by, so there's no difference there. Mannheim was actually surprisingly similar to what I was used to, except for there was more crackheads. Like, it was really, I was not expecting, I don't know what it was. The first thing I saw when I got off the airplane, or we were going through the actual city, can we even call it a city? Mannheim's possible. But there was someone passed out on the street, and it just felt like home, honestly. So I was like, okay, there's nothing much different, except for I couldn't understand anyone.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard bad things about both those places, so that's completely fair. All right, Sang, Evil, take us through why you asked those questions and what you're thinking from those.
All right, I asked where their land was that they attended, and I wanted to see like the confidence on their answer, see if they gave us like real spots. I'm very suspicious of the individual who said Colorado. I don't remember there being a Colorado land, personally.
See, that's a loaded answer because there are lands in Colorado. However, the lands in Colorado, I'm from the Denver, not from Denver. I used to do music and production stuff like that. Worked in the Denver area for a long time, and all those lands are put on by third parties and not ALGS. So it could be collegiate, or it could be I think it's 303 Esports is the actual venue that hosts them. Shout out to those guys, but I think it's those kind of guys that do those lands. So it wouldn't be Apex official. So that's an interesting answer. I agree with. It's very like standoutish, very suspicious. As far as the cultural thing that I asked, it was a very loaded question. I wanted to get these guys to answer a little bit about where they're from, and also answer about the locations they went to. I've talked to a lot of pros, a lot of places that they've been to. They kind of go there and mug different places together. I mean, even in New Orleans, we had the after party that Tech did, and then everyone went to the same club and on Bourbon Street. So it's kind of like all the pros kind of go to these same areas. So you can kind of get those stories and be like, okay, this guy didn't mention anything about this. Okay, this guy mentioned that this happened, and kind of get a different, feel for the stories, true or false, and kind of compare it with other pros,
Yeah, no, that makes complete sense. All right, well, what are you thinking from here? Whose answer stood out worse, and who are you guys looking at voting out so far? Who is not the land pro?
I think we're going to go with, is that 4 or 5 saying?
I think
My
this is
ping's in the middle.
4.
Yeah, I'm with 4.
You guys are going with 4. Okay, 4. You have so what are your reasons for 4? Just remind me.
If I'm not mistaken, 4 said Colorado, correct?
So your main reason is Colorado. Anything else?
That's my big suspicion, is that I don't remember there being a land in Colorado that wasn't 303 esports or a collegiate land. So that's makes me think that maybe they're not the same tier of competitor for lands.
Okay, gotcha.
Maybe they have been to a land, just not an ALGS land,
Gotcha. All right, player 4. This is your chance to make them change their minds. Anything you'd like to say?
Okay, yes. It was hosted by a third party. It was hosted by Nerd Street. That was the organizer who hosted it.
All right, got ya. Does that change your minds at anything? Does the fact that he said Nerd Street mean anything to you guys?
No, it just gives me so much nostalgia.
Yeah.
So you guys still sticking with player 4?
Yeah, I think we're gonna double down on it.
Sadly, there we say goodbye to player 4 because our coach and pro don't remember a LAN being in Colorado. Our player did try and back himself up, saying it was a third-party hosted LAN, but who knows? Now, we jump over to the next round, where we're going to ask them some more questions and eliminate another player. Also, small note, I wanted to apologize quickly. The areas I recorded this in, I thought were going to look really good and the lighting was going to be awesome, but they sadly, as you can see, don't look the best, so I do apologize for that. Next time, it'll be a lot better, I promise. What was your worst experience, player 2, 3, and 5, from where your LANs? We'll start with player 5 this time.
We almost died in the Uber on the way back to the airport after LAN.
How'd that happen?
Going down the Autobahn. We were all at the player hotel afterwards. Got in an Uber, so I shared with a coach of a different team. I'm not going to name because that might give shit away. But we were going down the Autobahn, and then as we're all like half asleep in the back of the Uber, a car just broke in front of us, just like braked. So we quick braked. Obviously, the Autobahn's no speed limit, so that was a very scary experience when we had little to no sleep. But yeah, that was terrifying.
No, I can imagine. Alright, player 3.
Probably have to say not having an international SIM for my phone, because got off the plane and I literally couldn't contact anybody outside of Wi-Fi. So getting a hold of family to let them know that I had made it, and when I was leaving, it was just a big mess. Honestly, aside from our poor performance, I really didn't have anything too negative aside from just random hiccups at the actual event.
Yeah, that's fair. And player 2.
Trip there was the travel agent that they had organising the flights was actually just full on terrible, and I ended up Ubering 6+ hours from an airport to get across to where we needed to be, and I was there with another player for a little while. They ended up going down a different route, and and then the flight on the way back was also complete dog shit. I ended up going from where we were, the LAN, over to Chicago, over to London, then back to Perth on like an almost day and a half trip, rather than about 20 to 30 hours with the rest of the Australian players.
Jesus.
That was great.
Alright, Sang and Evil, before you guys ask the next question, from these 3 players left, who do you currently think is the player that played at a LAN? Or multiple LANs?
2.
You both agreeing that you think it's 2 so far?
Yep.
Well, ask some questions away, maybe you can get some more information.
Okay, I'm gonna ask just something silly. What was the character meta when you were at your land? I was gonna say, what were like the top 3 characters at the time?
Okay, we'll start with player 5.
It was Cattle Watson with Horizon or Bang or Newcastle.
Got ya. Player 3.
I was going to say Catalyst, Bang, Newcastle as well.
And player 2.
There's a bit of a mixed bag. When we go Jibby, Caustic, Balk.
Perfect. Alright. Evil.
What were your thoughts on the in-ear monitors that you guys were given at LAN?
We'll start with player 5 again.
With the IEMs or the overheads?
The IMs that they gave you.
I hate IEMs in general. So, I mean, my opinion's kind of skewed on them. I just hate them. I prefer over his.
And player 3.
I mean, overall experience was enjoyable for me. I just didn't really notice too much of a difference.
Interesting. Player 2.
Overhead's perfectly fine. Also, never gave us any ears.
Alright, you guys have asked your questions. You have to eliminate a player then, so who are you eliminating from these? And tell me, why'd you ask those questions? Actually? Tell me that first.
Mine was a trick question. They didn't give any in-ear monitors out.
And Sang, your question?
Oh, I just wanted to see what characters were meta, so I could kind of compare it to what lands they went to.
Who are you voting out, and why are you voting them out?
I think we're gonna vote out player 3 due to the fact that the answers that they've been kind of giving are kind of just like copy paste answers from the other 2. Like, yeah, I agree with that.
In irony, I'm going to copy and paste that answer. I agree with that very much.
Alright, player 3, here's your chance to defend yourself and make them change their minds. Anything you'd like to say?
Can't really think of anything. They seem like they have their mind made up on it, so.
Yeah, fair. Hey, maybe they're wrong. Who knows? Well, time will tell if they were right or not. And with that, though, we are down to our final 2 players and our final round. Have the coaches been asking the correct questions, catching out who's lying to them, eliminating the correct people, or has the pro gone undercover and managed to get himself knocked out? Time will tell. Final round time, where one player gets eliminated, and then we find out who the undercover LAN pro was. Alright, and final round, so this is basically where you're going to decide if it was player 2 or if it was player 5 that you think was the LAN player. So we're just going to go straight into... Well, actually, yeah, no, I'm just going to go straight into questions. Alright, Sang, Evil, why don't you take us off? Your last questions that you can ask.
What input do you play on?
Player 2 first.
M&K.
Player 5.
Controller.
There's only a few M&K players these days, so that could change things up. Alright, and Evil, question time.
Fill in the blank. The charge rifle is the blank gun in the game.
Question before they answer this, are they basing it off all-time put overall? Are they basing it off current charge rifle, past charge rifle? Because it has changed a lot over time.
I was gonna go overall just experience, but we can just go current charge rifle if it helps them.
Interesting. Alright, player 2 go first.
Spastic.
and player 5.
I don't feel comfortable saying that. Worst.
Okay, gotcha. Alright, Sang,
Sure.
Evil, talk me through it. Who are you eliminating and why?
I'm gonna go player 5 if I'm not mistaken.
And reasoning for that?
I'm just so locked on player 2 being the pro at this point. The inner monitor question from last round was the dagger.
Gotcha. And Sang?
I just said they're Australian, so they have to be good at Apex.
That's
Honestly,
true. That's actually facts.
I did
I
say
mean,
that.
to be fair, half of the best NA pros these days are Australians, so it makes sense.
Oh, shots fired! Shots fired!
Wait, does that imply I'm bad because I'm British?
No comment.
No.
Rah.
So you guys are voting out player 5. Player 5 is your chance to defend yourself. Anything you'd like to say?
I got metagamed. Actually, I got metagamed.
Well, there we go. Our coach and pro player have decided player 2 is our undercover ALGS player. Did you guys think the same, or did you guys maybe think someone else? Well, either way, let's go find out who it really was. So you guys can start with any player. Tell us why you eliminated each player. What your reasoning for them not being, you know, a LAN player is.
I think we've identified that we eliminated player 5 simply because he was British. I think that's what we all agreed on, right?
Yeah, get me out. Go on.
Whack him. The
Yep,
box is
yep.
perfect.
1776, baby. 1776. Don't forget. All right.
That's crazy.
All right.
next
Sang,
one.
you want to do the next one?
I think we just eliminated player 3 because we just thought the answers were just kind of copying the others. You know, you're middle of the pack, so you kind of just try to blend in with everybody. Some of the answers didn't match up with what I was thinking.
Okay, hit him off the edge if you think he's not
Anything,
one.
Evil?
Yeah.
I agree.
Alright, who's next?
Player 1 had a good experience with the admin. Get him out of here.
I feel targeted.
Alright, and player 2 and player 4. The last one you think's not the pro. Kick him off. And give me a
Forget
reason.
what player 4 said. Colorado for LAN, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeet! Alright, perfect. And what was your reasoning for thinking player 2 is the person that's played at LAN?
Everything followed up. The travel question I tried to bait him into, and he didn't answer it right at first. So then I doubled down on it later, and he talked about how horrible it was. Which every Aussie player experiences absolutely horrible travel conditions on the way to their lands. So that tracks. And then I laid out a trick question on in-air monitors that they didn't give them. You actually had to buy them for ALGS Open in the other lands. So he was the only one that caught on that they didn't give them out, and
Wait,
he
so
pointed that out.
they force you to use in-ears and then don't give them to you?
Yes, they make you buy 'em.
crazy. That's actually crazy.
Yeah, it's pretty sick.
Alright, well, player 2, tell us. Have you played multiple lands, and if so, what lands did you play at, and how did you do at them?
I played at
something?
2 official lands. So I played at the North Carolina one. I played with Bullet and Fussy for Sudaraku. If I remember correctly, we came not a very lovely position of 29th. And then New Orleans lands, I went over with Leaf and Ratty Cakes, and we did
There we go. Our coach and pro player ended up getting it right with some honestly pretty smart trick questions like the IEM question, and our pro player was Reco. He's an Aussie pro who actually has attended more LANs than he just listed there. He's also attended a Twitch Rivals LAN before, but didn't include it as it wasn't an official ALGS LAN, and he also qualified for the Texas ALGS LAN, but decided to go to the Twitch Rivals one instead of the Texas LAN. Either way though, he's retired from playing competitive now and doesn't do it anymore, although he does do PC customization. So go check him out if you want to get your PC customized. He's customized my PCs. They run fantastic. So if you have any of that done, check him out. He's an awesome bloke. Don't forget to go drop Sang and Evil a follow on their socials. They both stream. They're awesome people. You will absolutely love them. Sang's consistently going for top #1 pred. Coach Evil's doing coaching sessions and playing, vibing out, hosting scrims and stuff like that on his channel. You'll love him as well. And as always, keep being awesome, keep being amazing, and I'll see you guys soon.